Welcome to the brand new episode of the Tech Ketchup Show on Nut for Tech Originals. In this episode, we have with us Ishan Sharma, who is a college freshman from BITS Goa. Throughout this episode, you will experience a lot of entrepreneurship and technology from a freshman point of view. This episode is filled with a lot of dynamic and igniting thoughts and is going to be a treat for every college student who wants to make a mark for themselves. I hope you enjoy this podcast and see you on the other side. Welcome, Ishan, to the show, the Tech Ketchup Show, Nerd for Tech Original. And I hope you're doing great.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me over here.
It's our pleasure. Ishan, I know since your lockdown has been quite productive, so I won't ask how has been your lockdown. I just want to figure it out. What was that sense of motivation, or that what has led you to actually work so much and on a different kind of level? Like, people are feeling low in this entire period, but you and some other people, they have been doing a lot of stuff during this time. So, what was that motivation that has helped you throughout this period? And yeah.
My biggest motivation is my father, actually.
Okay, that's great.
If you can, what he does is that he has his job. So, thankfully, he has his job right now in lockdown.
Yeah,
and basically,
definitely.
He spends all of his time in his job.
Okay.
From the morning till the night. Okay, he's just talking to his colleagues, he's doing some stuff. Of course, he's at a higher position in the company, so he has a lot of responsibilities. But this is something that I've learned from my father, is that his work ethic is just next level. Like, the way he talks to people, the way he commands people is truly amazing, and I've learned a lot from him. So that is one inspiration that I've had. Secondly, I think that the complete atmosphere here in my house is just so productive. My sister is doing freelancing on Fiverr. My father is making videos and working for his company. My mother is she's editing our videos. So we have this productive environment. We're just trying to do something good. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Ishan, you have just completed your first year of college, and to be very frank, when I was back in my first year, I wasn't even half as productive as you are. So, I just wanted to figure it out. Were you the same kind of a child who figure it out, before even you entered the college and in your school days also, or was it something that struck you out when you went to the college, or there was some specific kind of events or a series of events that led you to motivate you, and then you figured it out? Okay, I need to do something that adds more meaning to my life.
Sure. So back when I was in my 11th and 12th preparing for IIT JEE, I had these teachers. They were misguiding me, and the only motivation that they were giving us to go to the IITs was, number one, the 1 crore packages that we all see in the newsletter, which is so wrong. And secondly, the cultural fest.
Oh,
right. Yeah. The parties and all the glamour stuff. Okay, definitely. These are the two motivations that they gave us to study every single day harder than ever before to get into these premier institutes.
Actually, this is not a kind of motivation. It's like some kind of a greed system that they have built it out. Yeah. So they put a bait, and they just lure you to capture it and study hard for that thing.
Exactly. It's just crazy. Like when I think what I was doing back in 11th and 12th, and how hell-bent I was on getting into IIT Bombay. It's just insane. It was really crazy. And I was thinking like that. I was like, I'll get the craziest package, and my life would be cool. I'll be chilling in the beaches or something. Okay. But then what happened is that I started watching this YouTuber called Aman Thatarwal. I don't know if you watched him.
Yeah, definitely.
I will admit 100% honestly that he's the person who's changed my perspective on a lot of things. he has taught me a lot of things about what all you can do, what all opportunities are available for you, what all you can achieve by going into college and having all of that free time. So I've
Exactly.
learned a lot from him, and from learning from him, I've learned that you can do a lot of things, or you can just end up wasting all of your time watching, Friends and other movies and TV series, and you can just spend all of your time like that. So it depends on
Yeah.
you. I after first of all, I had this motivation because I did not get into the IITs. I gave my IIT JEE Advanced exam. It went
Yeah.
horribly wrong. Okay, I got like 20,000 rank in JEE Advanced, so I couldn't get into any
It
of the
might
IITs.
actually turned out to be the greatest
Exactly,
blunder in your life.
exactly. Like it gave me so much motivation. I was like, I cannot sit comfortably now. Like I'll have to do something that sets me apart from the mass population. Okay, and what
Definitely.
would that be? That would be me exploring a bunch of stuff, right, and seeing
Yeah.
what is something that I like to do. And
Yeah.
so I just knew that. And then when I just came to college, I was first of all I went straight into Python. So
Okay.
the day that JEE Advance ended, it ended like at around 6 o'clock in
Yeah.
Mumbai, and I came back to our house. It took like 3 hours to commute. And once I was at my home, I opened up Kickass Torrents, downloaded Python course, and I started taking that course. I was like, I don't care. I want to learn programming now. Like I have no excuse not to learn it. I didn't
Yeah.
have dinner. I went straight into Python. Okay, and I started consuming that course. I watched like 1 hour of the content of that course, and I
Okay.
was like, I will make something good happen. I knew
Insane.
that my JEE Advance was not good. Like I had this,
Yeah.
like it happens to you whenever you're giving an exam. You know
Exactly.
if it's
Yeah.
going well or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I just decided that I will learn Python. I don't care what happens. Then I started contacting people on LinkedIn. Like 1 week after my JEE Advance, I opened up LinkedIn, and this is because of one video that I watched from Kalpesh Virwal. Like
Okay.
he talked about networking and having a
Okay.
great LinkedIn profile. Of course, he learned that in his third year and something, but I learned it early on, so I implemented that. I
You
started searching for
trust me, man. You learned it like quite early from your age
yeah,
group. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm also in third year only, and like I figured it out the entire LinkedIn stuff. It was somewhere in 2019, in fact 2019 January Feb. And then too, even
Hmm.
when I figured it out, there was something called LinkedIn. I started using intensively only after September, October. So yeah, you have
Yeah,
figured it out quite early. And like the
yeah,
way you
exactly.
put out your content and the way you try to create the kind of engagement, that's insane.
Yep. So, like when I started in college, I was again just connecting with alumni, and I was just learning from them. There was this one alumni who's working in Washington D.C. From in
Okay.
Amazon, and I just asked him like, "What do you think about Disney Plus and the new streaming service that they are creating? What do you think the
Okay.
impact it's going to bring to Amazon? Are you afraid of the competitor that of like Disney?" And he
Wow.
was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like I just go and I just work. He doesn't even know about that. So that was
Uh,
kind of funny. And then I told other people to use LinkedIn, and they looked at what I was doing, and they were like, "You're just connecting with the girls on LinkedIn. What are you trying to do? It's not Tinder." I was like, "What are you talking about, bro?"
yeah,
So they had
obviously.
the stigma that I was using LinkedIn to connect with girls, which was completely false.
Oh, grand saying.
So that was kind of funny. So yeah, like I started just learning programming, and one of the regrets that I have in first year is that I did not focus enough on my studies. Okay, so I have like a really trash CGPA, but on top of that, I have other things that I have done. So I hope it like levels out or something. But I'll
No,
have to really focus
trust me,
on.
it will level out to something. Because
Yeah,
now
like
at the stage which I am right now, just like a placement session is about to begin, so I can feel it, the importance of networking and all. So it will help out
mhm.
definitely. You can take my
Yeah, I
words
hope
for it.
so. But like I really have to focus right now. My second year will be starting from 17th of this month.
Okay.
So for that, I'm really just making sure that my timetable is very good. I have a board over here, client. I've penned down everything that I have to do. So that is something
Yeah.
that I'm practicing. I hope it goes well, but I don't know how will I be able to manage YouTube and podcasts and my
Yeah.
second year of college and all. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Okay, like so how long is had it has been like you have started coding, or like when was it that first day of JE Advanced when you came in contact with coding, or did you have some idea what it was like previously also?
So what happened to me is that in my ninth grade and 10th grade, I used to have this computer lab class. Like we all of us have those classes.
Yeah.
But our class teacher was a computer teacher. Okay, so she teaches computer
Okay.
science basically, and she used to teach that to the people who are in 12th grade. I used
Okay.
to. You have these free like periods, right, in school,
Definitely.
wherein you can
Definitely.
just go and you can do whatever you want to. I
Yeah.
used to go to her and I used to just ask, what is this? What is that? So basically, she used to have classes with the 12th grade people and she used to teach them Java.
Okay.
Okay, and just printing some stuff, making a calculator. So that is what she used to do. And I just used to sit over there and I just used to look at what all she's teaching on the board, used to understand a little bit of that. And then I just started creating some Java programs. They were pretty basic, nothing too complicated. And that was something that was interesting to me. But then again,
Oh,
I had that NTSC exam.
yeah.
Okay, and my parents were like, you will have to crack NTSC. And for that, they had this coaching institute called Catalyzer in Indore.
Okay.
They admitted me to that coaching institute, and then my life went downhill. like, like imagine this. My day in the life of a 10th grader who is trying to get into NTSC and crack it was like this. In the morning, 7 o'clock, I used to ride my bicycle to go to the bus stop where
Okay.
the bus would come to take me. Like the bus didn't come to my house. Okay, the
Okay.
bus used to come 2 kilometers away from my house. So that was a problem. So every day I used to take my cycle over there, and then I used to attend the classes till 4 o'clock. Then
Okay.
the bus would drop me at that particular station at the bus stop. My
Yeah.
mother would be there with her car. I used to sit in that the car, and she would take me to the bus stop where you have this AICTSL buses that run in
Okay.
Indore. So
Okay.
that is one stop that she used to drop me at, and then I used to take another bus, and I used to go to the place where my coaching institute was.
Okay.
So, and then 4:30 my coaching used to begin. Okay,
Okay.
so coaching 4:30 to 8:30, 8:30 to 9 in commute, and then 9 o'clock I used to reach at home. And then I have to revise my schoolwork. I have to revise
Exactly.
what I did in my coaching institute, and then I also have to prepare for the next day. So this was the
Insane.
crazy stuff that I was doing, and I was also hooked with Pokemon Go. But that is a completely different story.
So
So
yeah.
this is like I could not manage anything. I had a really hard time struggling with like every single part of it, and I could not crack
Okay.
NTSC. I missed that by 2 marks, which was really bad because like what happened in on the day of examination, I did not have the clock to see how much time is remaining.
Okay.
So I just filled up all the MCQs and then I had to guess some of those. So I just guessed them without thinking properly because I thought that my time is running out. When
Yeah.
instead I had 30 minutes of free time after I did the complete paper.
Oh.
And so I ended up sleeping in
So
that day. It's like, what can I
yeah.
do now? So that is
Exactly.
what happened. And then, the usual 11th and 12th, I did my coaching from Fiji, right? So
Okay.
that's what happened. And then like
So
11th class, I had my C programming,
okay.
uh,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
as my sixth subject. And then I
Okay.
transferred to a different school in 12th grade, which did not have C programming. So I ended up taking
Oh.
physical education.
Okay. The
so
usual
one so
CBSE
one year
stuff.
I did C. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy. So that is what all happened. But I knew what coding was. I knew the basics
Yeah.
of coding, normal like functions and loops, the
Yeah.
basic
Yeah.
stuff. And then I just picked up Python really well. It was a really good language. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So now, like when I am still coding, like I find something new. So I feel there is this feeling of like what you call is imposter syndrome. So like
Yeah.
this is like you have a lot of things to learn, and there is this entire ocean, and you just know a drop of it, or even less than that. So that's the kind of
Hmm.
feeling you get when you are trying to learn something. So I would like to know, like, how do you figure it out? Because I guess that since that's quite human to happen. So everyone can get that kind of feeling when there is so much to learn and so much to explore. So how do you cope up with that feeling when you have that kind of thing? And like, what is your mindset while you are approaching something new or while you are trying to learn something new?
First of all, I would say that software engineering, from what I have understood so far, is a field that is easy to get into. Like,
Yeah,
you can learn web development in just 1 month at max,
exactly,
and you can get a job. You can get a front end developer job,
exactly,
and then it is easy to get into, but it is difficult to master. So there are
definitely.
software engineers that are in the senior position, that are into it for like the last 10 years, and they're still working upon some solutions to problems. And so it's just a really vast field. Okay, and it definitely happens a lot that I'm just thinking that, oh my god, my friend made this huge application which has both a web app and a mobile app. It uses REST APIs and all that. how do i
Okay,
how do i understand all of this, and how do I get into this field? So I
yeah,
think that breaking it down into chunks has really helped me out a lot, because I started with Python. Okay, and in my first semester I ended up making this Flappy Bird game
okay,
using tutorial, and I was just learning things on the way. So this whole journey has been pretty interesting to me. First of all, I learned about Python. Then the next step would be to learn about OOPS concept. I did that, and then I learned about NumPy, Pandas, and
yeah,
Matplotlib. So that was the graduation that I had slowly. So yeah, I
okay,
mean, it definitely happens a lot, but just know that it's really simple for you to get started. The most important thing that I do to get started is, first of all, get a Udemy course on that
okay,
particular thing and take up the documentation on the website. Okay, and then just start reading through it, and just do whatever they are telling step by step.
okay,
Like, once you do that, you will have a basic understanding of the language or whatever technology you're trying to learn. And then I just go to YouTube, search for, let's just say I'm learning React.js right now, I'm doing that. So I would just
okay,
go to YouTube, search for React.js projects, and let's just say that there is a basic to-do list app. So I would make that,
yeah,
okay, along with the tutorial. I would, like, this
yeah,
is something that is really important. Active learning is really important, I think, in coding. So what I would
definitely,
do is that I would split the screen. At one point, I would have the YouTube video, and on the other, I would have VS
yeah,
Code. So I would just code in, I would do exactly what they are doing. And then once I've made the application, I would try to break things apart. Okay.
yeah,
So breaking things apart is really amazing, because let's just say that you made a beautiful looking website. I would go into the CSS. I would try to, just tinker with the values. Okay. So
exactly,
let's just say you have some grid model, or you have some
yeah,
text box. I would like to edit it a little bit and just see how it affects, right? So I think that really helps out a lot to understand exactly how everything moves. That is really
definitely.
helpful. Yeah.
Great, great, great. So like Ishan, you since like a fresher, and when someone gets into the college and it's all kind of a different world, so you want to like hang out with friends, do more kind of fun stuff. But looking the work that you do and the kind of impact that you're trying to create with your work, it requires a lot of dedication and patience and time. Everything like
Yeah.
it requires a lot. So, do you get that fear of missing out sometimes? Your friends are having some, because I know that you enjoy your work. So it's like a bit. It will not affect you much. But do you have those kind of moments when you feel like, oh, like I should also go and enjoy, or like I should just have some kind of fun or something like that?
Exactly. It definitely happens with me all the time. Like, there are multiple times on weekends that a lot of my friends would go to, we have a beach nearby, 2 bit square,
Yeah,
and they would just go over there. They would just hang out. They'll take pictures and videos, and then they'll post it on their Instagram. Okay. And I have two profiles on my Instagram, if you've seen those. So basically, one is dedicated to my college,
okay,
where I used to have two profiles. So one was for college. Okay, everything I used to connect with everyone in college, and the second one was more for me and my personal journey, and whatever I'm learning, I would
yeah,
share that with people. So that is what I was doing, and they used to just post these pictures, and definitely I used to feel a lot like missing out. they're just chilling with girls and all. Like it definitely happens. Like I'm not
Yeah,
going to just say that it doesn't happen. Like I'm some sort of like a
exactly,
punk or something.
exactly. It like
Right, it
it's
definitely happens.
yeah.
So like what I did is that I deleted that Bitscoa account that I was having, in which I was
Okay,
following every single person. I
okay,
was like, I don't really care about them. If there's actually one person that I want to talk to, I can definitely just call them using WhatsApp. I have all the numbers of the people,
yeah,
and I can also contact them through LinkedIn. So I've stopped looking at what other people are doing. I used to do that a lot previously, but definitely, I think while I was at college, I would definitely used to see these people just enjoying life,
yeah.
having these lavish dinners, and I used to think that where are they getting all that money from? Like
Yeah,
I have a friend
exactly.
of mine, and he's like, "चल bro, अपन chill करते हैं." तो मैंने बोला ठीक है करते हैं. So and then we used to go to uh, this we have this place to order some whatever you want to. It's like a restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was like, क्या order करना है? बड़ा वो बटर चिकन करते हैं. मैंने बोला बटर चिकन कितने का है? तो बोलते 500 का. मैंने बोला, भाई किधर से? And like what happens in our college is that the food that we get from the college itself is actually really
Yeah.
good. For
Okay.
the most part, it definitely all the cravings that you have.
Okay.
So you can definitely just भूख शांत हो जाती है basically.
हाँ.
Right. So I don't like. I just think about this. Like they are going on to these amazing vacations and they're
Yeah.
having so much fun. How are they getting like what's happening to the monetary aspect of that? I used to
Exactly.
think that, and I was like, I will enjoy, but only upon the money that I earn on myself,
That's great. That's yeah. Like since
right?
like
Because
yeah, please go
yeah,
ahead. Please.
so my parents, okay, they pay 2 lakh rupees for every single semester,
Yeah.
and that is just the tuition fee, and then you also have around 40,000 for a stay and for the food.
Exactly.
And on top of that, these people are spending 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 on every single trip that they are going to.
Yeah.
So I just think that if you can learn something and you can monetize that particular skill, and then whatever you're earning from them, you can just use that.
Exactly.
And yeah, that's just what I think.
That's great. Like for a student or for a guy like at your age, that having that kind of a mental subtleness is great. So like just one thing, like I really wanted to figure out what is that one thing you feel that you are doing right now and which is helping you a lot and which you feel like other people are not actually doing but they should do. Like since we see like there are a lot of people, like most of the people around us are like that. They will kind of get motivated and inspired when they listen to some kind of a great stuff or read some kind of a great story. So they just get charged up and like it is like up to boss फोड़ ही देना है पूरा. तो इस तरह वाली
Yeah.
feel आ जाती है. But like what do you feel like you are doing that has helped you kept motivated in your journey, but others lose on it and others just don't hold on to it?
I think that we have so many videos on YouTube, motivational
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
in which there is this person who has this deep voice, okay, and he's like,
Uh,
"You can do this, like you can do," like like that's the kind of stuff that they talk.
yeah.
Or like it's possible, things like that.
Yeah.
People listen to that, and I also used to listen to that when I was preparing for IIT, and
Yeah.
every single time I used to get a high from that. I was like
Exactly.
yes, I can do this. I will actually go and I will मतलब फोड़ दूंगा मतलब I will get into IIT Bombay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that definitely happens. One thing is that what is your purpose? Okay, you have
Exactly.
to ask that question to you, and once you do that, you will find ways for you to focus on that particular thing. Motivational videos don't really help because they give you like a burst of motivation and drive to just go do something,
Yeah.
but 2-3 days afterwards you're not following up on that. Like I can tell you from my own personal experience from 11th grade to right now,
Yeah.
motivational videos never have helped me out even for 1%.
Okay.
Okay. uh, but on the other hand, I just think on the practicality of what I have to do. And the one thing that I think that most people are not doing is that they are not thinking about what other things they can do. Okay, other than their college
Okay.
life, what other things they can explore. This sort of
Okay.
exploration is something that not a lot of people are doing, and I think that they really should try it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I just try random stuff. Like I just try different things, and I just see what is the response. Like right now, I'm studying electrical engineering, and I'm learning computer science. I'm making these projects, and I'm
Exactly.
also working for a startup, and I'm making ads for them.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
Facebook ads. So I'm learning
Great.
about that as well. So this is a complete different field. Okay, I have
Exactly.
no experience with marketing. I just read up
Exactly.
on a bunch of blogs by Seth Godin, which again is an
Yeah.
amazing person, and then I just implement that and I learn about user behavior. I think that is
Yeah.
really amazing. What makes Mark Zuckerberg is his ability to understand the psychology of people, to understand the new trends that are popping up. That is why he
Exactly.
bought WhatsApp and Instagram, and he tried to buy Snapchat as well.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that is really interesting, and I would really encourage other people to think about these things. Like it's good to just focus on one thing, but early on, I think you should really diversify as much as possible. Even if that won't give you results right now, you will just find a lot of things. You'll be able to study a lot of different things. So I think that has really helped me out a lot.
Great, great. And actually, this one thing like the more you explore different things, the more you have your self-realization. What I feel,
Exactly.
the more you try to explore different kind of field, you realize what actually is working for you and what is just like a fascination for you. So that thing
Mhm.
actually helps you a lot.
I used to think that I'm really interested into physics and more, especially the field that is into astrophysics. Okay,
Okay,
so I joined this club. It's called Set Celestia in my
okay,
college. I was like, I'm really interested into this. I will focus on this. But that was just that was just an interest that I had about planets and
exactly,
intergalactic, those kind of things. But I realized that I was not having the time to devote to that particular thing, and moreover I was not feeling that interest right now while in college. So
yeah.
I was just in that club, and later on they just they took me out of that club, and I was like, okay, fine, it doesn't matter. I tried it for a few days, for
Exactly.
a few weeks. It didn't work out. It's completely okay.
Yeah. So, like Ishan, we at Nerd for Tech, what we are trying to do is trying to build a community, an ecosystem where tech enthusiasts like you, with industry professionals, can come under one roof and like contribute their skills, their knowledge, their experiences to kind of form an environment where everyone is collaborating and then contributing in each other's mutual growth. So like you what I think you are trying to do is you are also trying to create a community, and you have a vision, like you have a vision to serve them in some kind. So like I would like to know what is that vision, or what is that particular kind of impact, if it is there anything, what you're trying to create, like by creating your community and all.
I want to create a community of people that are
Okay.
driven by something that motivates them every single day.
Okay.
Okay, and this might feel like motivation to you, those motivational videos, but like this is what I feel I
Yeah.
am trying to do, and I definitely get a lot of DMs on Instagram and other places saying that, hey bro, thank you so much for making this video. I learned this particular
Exactly.
skill, and now I am starting to earn some money using freelancing. So these all
Exactly.
things are really amazing, and I really hope that I can create a better community. I'm thinking about how can I do that, but I'll have to think more on this. I think maybe having like a Discord server or something along those lines, maybe like a
Okay.
Telegram channel would help.
Okay.
But I'm thinking on that.
Yeah, that's great. So Ishan, like now I would like to move on to your podcast stuff a bit. Since like I guess you started your podcast in January, February, if I'm correct.
Yeah, January.
Yeah. So like back then when you started your podcast stuff, it was not a very usual kind of media where people would come and consume the content. During this lockdown period, I believe a lot of content consumer and content creator both have like tremendously increased on this podcast stuff. So
Yes.
like back then when you started, like how did you come across this kind of media where you thought, okay, let me create a podcast and put out my content in this form? So like because people are usually like, you are also putting your videos on YouTube, but the basic idea behind what I have encountered is like you kind of put it in a podcast way, because there is this kind of a conversation and interactive session type of thing. So like how did you figure it out, okay, let me do it in this way?
So I used to listen to a lot of podcasts while I was in college. Now,
Okay.
one was the Pat Flynn Smart Passive Income podcast.
Yeah.
That person has been doing podcasts for the last 11 years, I think, which is
Okay.
completely crazy.
Yeah.
And then I have one more person, Timothy Ferris. You
Yeah.
might have heard of him.
Yeah.
So he also does this podcast. So I was just learning from these people. I have another person, Lewis House, the School of Greatness podcast. So these were
Yeah.
the 3-4 podcasts that I was really motivated by, and I was like, if I can, just talk to these people who are in the industry or who are doing some amazing stuff, and I can learn from them as well as record that conversation that I'm having with these people, and then
Exactly.
so that other people as well that might not have that kind of a network, that might not have that accessibility, can actually just watch my video or listen to the podcast, can get this information. And early
Wow.
on, no one really knows what podcasts are. Like even to this date, I doubt anyone really understands what podcasting is in
Exactly.
India, at least. It is a
Exactly.
really rapidly growing field. Like imagine this: in the beginning of January 2020, there were 800 million podcasts.
Okay.
Right now, wait a minute, no, 800,000 podcasts. That was
Okay.
too much.
Yeah.
800,000 podcasts.
Yeah.
Right now, in April of 2020, there are 1 million podcasts.
Wow. Insane.
And 1 year ago, there were 600,000 podcasts.
Okay.
So one complete year's growth was just happening in just the last 4 months. And right
Definitely.
now, I don't even know, there might be 1.2 million podcasts or something. So this is a really rapidly growing field. And I think that it's
Exactly.
really important for you to cash in. The earlier you start, the better it would be. The more content you have in podcasting, the better it gets.
Yeah.
The most biggest struggle that I'm having right now is to drive people to my podcast. Like, yes, I am getting tons of views on my videos on my YouTube channel, but
Yeah.
people again don't know what podcasts are, so they don't
Exactly.
bother checking the podcast. But I want them to understand that you don't really have to focus completely on the podcast. Look at the screen and like
Exactly.
they're just two people just talking to each other. It's nothing too interesting. Right?
Exactly.
What you can do is that you can open my podcast, you can listen to that, and you can put the phone in your pocket, and you can wash your clothes or do some other stuff.
Yeah, that's the
That
major
is,
idea of
yeah,
podcast. Like it helps you consume content while you are consumed in something else. So
exactly. Yeah.
that's the basic idea. Like there you can drive like there, I feel like the entire conversation is like, it can be as plain, as simple as it may sound, but there will be some points, there will be some like it might be just a 10-second thing that will strike you and that can help you actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Ishan, since you have completed your first year and you have your past experiences and all failures and success, so for a fresher who is just going to college or who would be entering the college, what would be those to dos and not to dos? Like, just a quick one.
Okay. So there are a few things that I can tell people, and again, I'm not trying to be a teacher or just give
Yeah,
some
definitely.
advice or something. I am
Exactly.
not. I'm just a little kid sitting on his chair, just making random videos on internet. But from my experience, I think you really have to make sure that you're not wasting your time, right?
Yeah,
The most important thing, it is really simple, but understand that you have only 24 hours, 8 hours you're sleeping at max, which is
yeah,
like like you're in college, you don't sleep 8
yeah.
hours, do you?
No, not at all.
Yeah, so most people do not sleep 8 hours, but let's just say at max you're sleeping 8 hours.
Yeah,
You have 16 hours in your day. Let's just say 8 hours you're giving to something else. Let's just say 8 hours you're studying for college.
Yeah,
The rest 8 hours, what are you doing in that amount of time? I think that is a really interesting conversation that we have to ask ourselves,
exactly.
because those 8 hours can literally just make or break your game. You really have to focus on your work. Like, if you, unless you create content on social media, you absolutely need to delete that Instagram or app. Okay, I know I am a marketer, and I make ads on Facebook and Instagram, but I still, like, I don't spend a lot of time, just browsing through Instagram, just looking at what people are doing.
Exactly.
I create stuff, right? If you go to my profile, every single day you'll find something new. You'll find a video, you'll
Yeah,
find a photo. I'm just sharing information. So
exactly.
unless you're doing that, unless you are helping people, unless you are, just doing this kind of a thing on
Exactly.
social, you don't really need social media,
Yeah.
right? Like, this is, again, I had that other account,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
from that I learned this particular thing. If you can cut that part of, you spend your time just checking other people's lives and what the perfectionist life that they are showing out to you, you can
Exactly.
actually just stop and delete that particular thing and focus on your important task, right?
Wow.
That, I think, will help any fresher tremendously. And just understand that you are early in the process. It is completely okay to feel overwhelmed, and just try to break things down into chunks. If you want to make a big app, try to make a photo of that, try to draw it, how should it look like, try to implement it on, make a mock-up of it on Figma. So, just
Yeah.
try doing this things, and then just move slowly and steadily. I think that would be my advice to freshers.
Great, great, great. Wow. So like Ishan, we have this kind of a tradition at Nerd for Tech. We ask our guests to suggest any resource or anything like any book, any podcast that has helped you actually grow as a better person or a better professional. So please.
One book would be, there's not one book, I have so many books in mind, but I'll just give you a
Yeah.
random one. This is called as Essentialism by Greg McKeown.
Okay.
Okay, you should really consider reading that book. Second book is Ego is the Enemy. Okay,
Oh,
Ego is the Enemy will teach you how to stay humble at whatever point you are. If you are a beginner, if you have some sort of success, if you
yeah.
have some failure, how to stay humble and how to focus on your craft. So I think that is something that you
Okay.
can definitely read. Secondly, podcasting. Definitely check out my podcast, and secondly, check out the Gary Vee audio experience.
Exactly.
He gives a lot of practical advice. He has a lot of motivational stuff as well, but
Yeah.
and if you can, just watch his content for 1 month, and then just stop that over there.
Yeah.
Okay, because he talks a lot of repetitive stuff. Once
Okay.
you know what he's saying, make notes of whatever he's talking about, then just
Yeah.
leave him, and then focus on what you have to do. Focus on whatever you've learned from him, because
Exactly.
you feel like every single video that he's putting out, you have to watch that. So just follow him, whatever he's doing, just learn from him for 1 month, and then just leave him and focus on your work. Uh,
Wow.
One more, like, what else did you ask me? A YouTube channel?
Yeah, yeah. Any resource in general, which you feel
I would
like.
say uh, I would say that Ranveer Alabadia's Beer Biceps is pretty
Yeah.
amazing,
Yeah.
right? So again, he has that kind of status to bring in some amazing people in the
Exactly.
industry, and that has only been possible because every single year he is just putting out videos, and
Exactly.
he's been doing it from a long time. So that is the
Yeah.
reason. But yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job, and we can definitely learn a lot from his work.
Definitely.
That is one YouTube channel, and next is again Aman Bhaiya. Okay, like,
Yeah.
he gives a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, just understand these things and implement. Execution is the most important part. I see so many
Wow.
people, like I myself have done that. Uh, in my first semester, I was just listening to a lot of stuff. I was listening to how to run ads and how to do all of these things, and only right now I'm implementing that. So
Ye-
just make sure that if you are consuming 10 minutes of content, you actually put out 10 to 20 minutes of content or whatever work you're doing. That's really
Wow.
important.
Great, 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 buddy. So, well, that was Ishan Sharma with us. Ishan, I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I hope our listeners will also love this. And
I had an
please do.
amazing time.
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to host you. Will do follow, like, subscribe our channel, the Tech Ketchup, Not for Tech original podcast, and I will also put the link of Ishan's channel, also Bitscast. So do watch it also. Ishan, it was great having a conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good time. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.